completing the night by collapsing on the bed, exhausted after a relentless binge. So today was going to be a bit different, as you know. I'm going to be reading to you a post that I've just written that I'm about to send to my email subscribers. So I didn't really get time to prep for anything today, so I thought I may as well read it. Just in case that I've only got 19% battery left, just in case I cut off, don't worry, I'll come on later again to finish it. But if you haven't met me before, I'm Mel, and I'm sharing with you daily insights on how our minds work, the principles of our minds, and the science behind manifestation, so that we can start enjoying our lives now while we are on our way to creating our dream lives. So I'm going to just read this post now because I don't want to run out of time. So thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy it. I remember those days vividly, struggling every single day, feeling an overwhelming need to be liked. I'd spend hours changing clothes, scrutinizing every lump and bump in the mirror, never feeling good enough, comparing myself to every skinny girl, feeling inadequate in every way, not smart enough, not good enough. My parents triggered me constantly. I couldn't control myself and they triggered me, whether it was their patronizing tone, talking down to me, or making me feel voiceless. Deep down, I never felt like I was enough. Our visits always ended in shouting matches, me walking out and swearing, I'm never going back there again. My relationships were no better. Insecurity plagued me, leading to accusations and demands for attention from my boyfriends and even now my husband. If they dared to mention my weight or eating habits, I'd explode in a fury, storming out of the house, slamming the doors, contemplating escape or divorce. I suffered from back-to-back illnesses, from allergies in the summer to colds in the winter. I was sensitive to everything, and medication was my daily routine, and my nose would have been running non-stop without him. And I always had a tissue stuck up my sleeve all the time. Financially, I was a mess. No matter how much I earned, I spent it all. The stress of money haunted me, and my inability to save left me in a constant state of anxiety. I was overworked in a job I hated, regularly burning out. Late night work sessions drove me to drink myself into oblivion every night, completing the night by collapsing on the bed, exhausted after a relentless binge. My life was a shambles, and I blamed everything. Narcissistic parents and partners, my troubled childhood, so-called friends, blood-sucking bosses, even my therapist for making me feel like, oh, poor little Mel, while telling me to love myself more. Still, I blamed myself the most for not getting a grip. Frustration consumed me. Why can I stick to diets, stay healthy, maintain my ideal body? Why did happiness and success seem to be so elusive? Why didn't I have the strength to stop binge eating every single day? Every day I was anxious, self-conscious, frustrated, angry, stressed, paranoid, and guilty. I never realized how much I wasn't enjoying life. It was a daily battle of mere survival. Am I good enough? Am I thin enough? How many calories are in that? I'm so behind at work. But do more. Be calm. Mel, don't blow this. And yet, this life had become my norm. maybe this is as good as it gets. After more than a decade of soul searching, I realized it was never about resolving my problems with other people, situations, or even the way I ate. I was creating my problems. Every single issue was a result of my conditioning and generational imprints. My inability to keep money was a subconscious decision to stay poor, a pattern ingrained by my family cultures. The fights with my parents were my subconscious trying to recreate childhood helplessness, hoping to release it now that I was an adult. But instead of healing it, I believed the fear from my inner child and reacted like a child, leading to more outbursts. My obsession with my body was my subconscious striving for love due to feelings of abandonment as a child. My fights with my husbands were my subconscious recreating the dysfunctional version of love I learnt from my parents. The trail of self-sabotage when I was close to achieving success in my careers was my subconscious mind fearing disappointment, leading me to sabotage myself before that could even happen. And my binge eating was my subconscious starving for the life I was denying myself. My biggest breakthrough was realizing that we are all born enough, perfect just the way we are, and our differences and all its glory are the keys to unlock our dream lives. Our deepest desires are meant for us, but what truly stands in our way are not the problems we face, neither the economy nor the environment, and not even toxic people. It's us believing the lies we've been brainwashed with, like the belief that our bodies are not good enough, leading us to forced diets that go against our natural way of eating. This disrupts our innate ability to nourish ourselves, causing us to either overeat or undereat, and ultimately manifesting the very outcomes we were trying to avoid in the first place. We've inadvertently become our own self-fulfilling prophecies. And then an epiphany. If we have the power to create our worst lives, then we must also possess the power to create our best lives. Many of us unknowingly create our problems by accepting default beliefs that influences our actions and behaviors, which then define our realities. We succumb to the rat race, the endless diets, the constant fights, normalizing stress as just life and dismissing our dreams as foolish fantasies. But I come before you as living proof. I've now conquered all my addictions. I've made peace with food and my body, embracing freedom, true freedom from strict diet rules. I enjoy junk food without any guilt while keeping a body shape I'm happy with. Something I once thought impossible without sacrificing myself to endless exercise and strict diets. I've rekindled my relationships with my aging parents, cherishing our time together without regrets. I've cultivated an amazing circle of friends who accept me for who I am, no matter how batshit crazy I am. My turbulent relationship with my husband has now evolved into my strongest source of support and my best confidant, if I'm telling you the truth. I've conquered my inner rage, and now I'm able to communicate calmly without losing control. I've overcome my fear of visibility and now confidently share my thoughts in public and on social media despite all the imperfections. I've built my dream life as a stay-at-home mum, working in a business that I love with freedom and flexibility. I've nurtured a wonderful daughter that I'm proud of, breaking the chains of trauma that was inherited from my past. And I've become the mother I've always aspired to be. Now, I'm creating my legacy, boldly building something to impact the world, unapologetically sharing my aspirations without fear of judgment. So, if you feel deep down you're meant for more, then I'm speaking to you. You are meant for more. And with awareness, we can start to release limiting beliefs, outdated coping mechanisms, and self-sabotage that hold us back one layer at a time. And it'll only be a matter of time we'll notice we've begun to build our fairy tale lives. I still have a long way to go, but now I know we can direct our lives wherever we want. The only question left to ask ourselves is, how far are we willing to go? So, on that note, it was very poetic. It's not the way that I speak, it's the way that I write. It's very different to the way that I speak, but the messages in there comes from my heart. This is what my soul wants to communicate, and I can't always express it when I'm talking to you normally. So I hope that I got the message across that whatever you're dreaming of, whatever desires that you have, you wouldn't even have them in your heart if they weren't meant to be in the first place. Because all the problems that we've had is only made up of the same stuff that would create our dreams as well. We just have to learn how to use that same power that we invest in our problems and instead reinvest it in the things that we want instead. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow for my next Smells moment. Bye.